to Akshita's recipes. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today we're going to make Goan Pho, which is poha. In Konkani it's called Fov, F-O-V. And it's this beautiful light dish which has not much preparation, has no oil. It's just made with very few ingredients that we have in our kitchens. So let's go ahead and make this beautiful recipe. So friends, let's see today's lovely recipe. It's super easy. Now here I'm using the medium poha, but you have to use the thick poha or the medium one. I'll explain it to you at the end of the video. Now here I've taken a colander or a sieve or a sift, and I'm going to wash and rinse this poha under running water really well. Just run your fingers through it, see that all of it gets coated and rinsed with the running water. And once we do that, we're just going to set this aside in the colander itself for 15 minutes. So just set it aside for 15 minutes. Then it becomes nice and soft and puffed up. So this is a no cook recipe, no oil, nothing used. Now here I'm grating a cup of coconut. We just need half a cup of coconut for this recipe. Now I'm going to add this cup of coconut to a large plate. Here I have half a cup of Goa jaggery that I've grated. If you don't have get this jaggery, you can use regular jaggery that you have at hand. I'm going to add just a quarter teaspoon or 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And we are going to mix all of this really well together. Now, if you have granules of the jaggery, just crush them up along, with your fingertips till everything gets really nicely mixed up. So now we are going to add the poha to the other ingredients, and again we're going to mix everything really well. Now, since we're using Goa jaggery, so the entire mixture should be nicely coated with the Goa jaggery so that you don't have any white color left. So that way it gets nicely mixed up. And that's it, guys. It's all ready to enjoy with a nice hot cup of tea. Really simple. Now just a few tips is that you have to use this thick poha, not the thin poha. You get thick, medium and thin. You can go for the medium or the thick, not the thin poha. Now you have to, like I showed you in the video, you got to wash the poha in a strainer. You don't have to soak it in water. Just wash it really well under running water thrice, and then just keep it aside for about 10 to 15 minutes till it nicely puffs up. Then you're going to take the Goa jaggery. Now if you don't get your hands on Goa jaggery, you can use your regular jaggery that you have at home, the yellowish or brownish color one. Just grate it very well, because that will help in it mixing really well with the coconut and the salt. And that's about it. So it's a very easy recipe. It's pretty healthy. It's a nice evening kind of a snack with tea, or in the morning for a light breakfast. So if you like today's video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to Akshita's recipes. Spread the word about my channel with family and friends. And I'll catch you soon in my next video. Bye guys. So these are all the ingredients that we will require for the kaldin. Now here I have about 250 grams of basa fillets that I've cut into equal size pieces. Then I'm going to be requiring 1 cup of coconut milk. You can use the milk, the coconut packet, or you can use fresh coconut milk. This is some salt to taste. Then I require some haldi or turmeric powder, about 1 teaspoon, half a teaspoon of pepper powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin or jeera powder, and 1 teaspoon of coriander powder. I also require 6 cloves or lavang. Then I have 7 cloves of garlic which I've chopped very fine, 1 inch of ginger chopped very fine, half a tomato chopped very fine, and 1 small onion chopped very fine. Also 1.5 teaspoon of white vinegar. Now I'll list all of these ingredients down in my description box below. Now I just heated about 2 tablespoons of oil, and I just lightly like to fry the fish on both sides for half a minute or so. This not only flavors the oil with the lovely fish flavor, but it also, makes the fish cook faster, and it just has a very good different type of a lovely taste to it. Try this out, guys. Instead of putting the fish directly in, just give it a little bit of a fry on both sides for half a minute each. Once that is done, just take out the fish and set it aside. And now we're going to add all the other ingredients. So we're going to start by adding the cloves of the lavang to the oil. Then we're also going to add our finely chopped ginger, garlic, and onions. Now we're going to fry all of this very well together. Now as this is frying on a low heat, keep an eye on it. We're going to mix up the powder masalas, that is the turmeric powder or the haldi powder, the coriander powder, the cumin powder, and the pepper powder. And we're going to add a little bit of water, about a tablespoon or 2, and we're going to make a little paste of it. And then we're going to add this paste to our fried onions and ginger garlic. Then I'm also going to be adding about half a cup of water to this, and we're going to let this water come to a boil. So mix everything well. You can keep the heat on a little higher, medium to high, and just keep stirring and let the water come to a boil. Now once the water comes to a boil, we're going to add this coconut milk. Then we're going to lower the flame and we're going to just stir it. Then I'm going to add some salt to taste. Again, give it a good mix. And then we're going to add the tomatoes. So mix everything well again. And remember, keep the heat on low to medium. And now we're going to add the fish back to this mixture. Once that is done, we're just going to cover it up, and we're going to cook it for about 2 to 3 minutes, or till the fish is nice and cooked. Now you know that the fish is cooked because if you take a spoon or a knife and just cut one of the pieces gently, and if it really comes apart, that means your fish is ready. Now basa takes very little time to cook, and I personally like basa because it doesn't have many thorns. And now I'm just adding the vinegar, and I'm going to let it cook for about a minute, and then I'm going to switch off the heat. And your kaldin is ready. I have tried kaldin with everything, with prawns, with kingfish, or surmai, and pomfret. All of them taste amazing, but I personally like basa. So now the heat is turned off, and I just can't wait to dig in. So I have this rice cooking, and I'm just waiting to have it. So here I've transferred the kaldin into a lovely serving tray or serving bowl. And I also have my rice all ready. I cook it the Goan way. I will leave a link on how I cook my rice, so you can check that link out by just clicking on it in my description box as well as my comments box. So it's time to serve. So here I have my rice, and now all I have to do is add this gorgeous kaldin, and I just can't wait to dig in. Well, friends, the fish is just cooked right, and the flavor of this kaldeen is just mind blowing. It's so light and so delicious, and it makes me so nostalgic because my grandmother, that's my dad's mom, and my dad used to make the best kaldeen ever. And I mean, it just has a different flavor. For those of So friends, today we're going to make this beautiful chutney out of curry leaves, and this goes so well with some dosas, idlis, rice and many other things. So let's start with today's recipe. So here I've taken about a cup of fresh curry leaves. I've given them a thorough wash, and then I'm going to put them on a kitchen napkin or a kitchen towel and pat them completely dry. That's very important that the leaves are nice and dry. So just pat them onto a kitchen towel or a kitchen napkin and set them aside. So now our leaves are all ready to be used. So about a cup of them. Now I'm using 1 tablespoon of udid dal, 1 tablespoon of dhane seeds or coriander or dhania, half a tablespoon of cumin seeds or jeera seeds, 1/4 tablespoon of asafoetida or hing, 3/4 of a tablespoon of red chili powder or as per your taste, 3/4 tablespoon of jaggery or gur, and 1 teaspoon of dry tamarind. This is 2 tablespoons of peanut powder, about 5 cloves of garlic, and some salt to taste. Now first I've heated a pan and I'm just going to roast these curry leaves till they're nice and crispy. So this will take about 3 to 4 minutes on a low to medium flame. We're not added any oil. We're just going to roast them till the curry leaves or the kadhi patta becomes nice and crispy. So you get the lovely aroma of the curry leaves as you roast them, and it's a beautiful aroma. So you can see now the texture has changed and it's become more on a grayish green side, and it's a little on the crispy side. So roast this. This is the most important part for that perfect chutney texture. So you're going to roast them completely till they're nice and crispy. So even if you press them, you'll get this lovely crispy sound. So once they're roasted, we're going to transfer them into a bowl. You can turn off the heat at this point. And now in the same pan, after wiping the pan nice and clean, we're going to add just about 1 teaspoon of oil. Now once the oil starts to heat up, we're going to add the udid dal. And we're going to fry this udid dal for at least about half a minute. Next, we're going to add the coriander seeds and again fry them. This is on a very low heat. Next, we're going to add the cumin seeds or the jeera seeds, and we're going to fry that well too. Next, we're going to add the hing or asafoetida and fry that a little. Next, we're going to add the garlic, and we're going to fry the garlic too till it turns a little light brown in color. So all this on a low flame. So fry this well. And then after about a whole minute or so, once everything is fried well and the lovely aromas of the garlic and the spices, start filling your kitchen in, just put off the flame and add the peanut powder. So remember to put off the flame when you add the peanut powder. The reason being is that the peanut powder is already roasted. Because this is homemade peanut powder, all I've done is I've roasted the peanuts very well, then I've peeled them and then I've ground them to a coarse powder. Now we're going to add this mixture to our mixer or blender. So add them and no water is to be used in this chutney at all. Next, we're going to add the crispy curry leaves that we roasted. Next, I'm going to add some salt to taste. Next goes in the red chili powder. Then goes in the jaggery or the gur. Now I've grated my gur so that it is of a nice consistency, and so just grate it on a normal cheese grater. And then I've added the tamarind flakes, and then I'm going to grind this to a very fine powder. So just mix everything well and again blitz it once or twice. And your chutney powder is all ready from the lovely curry leaves. This my entire kitchen has got this beautiful aroma of this lovely chutney, and believe me friends, it's so delicious. It goes well with even plain curd rice or anything. Now, one tip over here is that you can store this chutney for months together. Just ensure that you put it into a nice, dry, clean glass bottle with a nice airtight cap. And another tip I'd like to give you here is whenever you're using the chutney, use a very dry spoon. Ensure that your spoon is nice and dry. Don't use a damp spoon. Don't use a wet spoon. You see that your spoon is completely dry. And also keep this in a nice cool place. You don't need to refrigerate it, but keep it in a nice dark cool place in your kitchen. And see that the lid is nice and airtight. That way this chutney remains for months together. So all of us have got so many curry leaves in our garden. So this is a very nice way to use it, and it's very healthy also. So I hope you like today's lovely recipe. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Akshata's Recipes. Today I'm going to be showing you a very simple matki chi usar, which is made out of sprouted matki, and it's very healthy and very easy to make with very less oil also used in this recipe. Now I have a different type of matki chi usar recipe. I'll leave the link to that below, but this is a little bit of a twist and it tastes super delicious. So let's just jump straight ahead into today's recipe. So let's see today's delicious matki chi usar, which is super simple and easy to make. Now here I've taken half a cup of matki, washed it thrice under water and soaked it in 1.5 cup of water for at least 8 to 10 hours. Now after 8 to 10 hours, I've drained out all the water and again covered and kept it for another 8 to 10 hours. And then you will see that it has sprouted. So now our matki is all ready to be used for making our usar. And I'll leave a link to some other matki recipes that I have also in the description box as well as the comment section below. So let's start with the recipe. So here I've taken a pan, I put it on a low heat and I've added 1 teaspoon of oil. Once the oil the oil is hot, I added half a teaspoon of mustard seeds, half a teaspoon of cumin seeds. Then I added some 5 curry leaves which I chopped up fine. Let the curry leaves also flavor the oil well so that it fry in the oil along with the mustard and the cumin seeds or jeera. Next, I took 2 cloves of garlic, chopped it fine, and I'm going to add that. So I have another matki chi usar. I'll leave a recipe for that too. Now I'm going to add half a teaspoon of asafoetida and half a teaspoon of turmeric. Then I'm also going to add half a teaspoon of kanda lasoon masala. Now this is optional. If you get your hands on this masala, you can add it. Otherwise, you can skip it. And now I'm just going to add our sprouted matki. And now mix all of this really well together. This is very important for the recipe. We're not going to be adding any water to this recipe at all. And the other matki chi usal recipe that I have that doesn't have any lasoon or anything in it. It's a very simple recipe. But this is a little bit different and it tastes delicious. So now mix everything really well so that all of the oil that is flavored gets mixed with the matki really well. And now we're going to cover and cook this for half a minute on a low to medium flame. Again, take out the lid. You'll see that a little bit of water is there on the lid. Add the water to the matki. So we're not adding any additional water. We're just adding the water or the steam that is there when we're cooking the matki. So repeat this process twice. In Marathi, it is called wafona. So we're basically steaming this. Now I'm going to flavor it with some salt to taste. Mix it the salt in well. Next, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of red chili powder and 1 teaspoon of homemade goda masala or kala masala. I'll leave a link to how I prepare my kala masala and goda masala down in the description box below. And I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of grated gur or jaggery. And now mix everything really well together. Now this bhaji is a little bit, as we call it, sursurit. That is a little crispy kind of bhaji. So now just cook this on a low to medium heat for another 1 minute, stirring in between and covering it and cooking it. And just, keep moving it around in the spoon around in the dish. And then you're just going to add 1 tablespoon of coriander. Mix the coriander in well. And turn off your heat. And your matki chusal is all ready. So I hope you like this recipe, guys. Do try it out. So I hope you give this recipe a try and also look at all the other recipes that I have in my description box below as well as the comment section. Lots of recipes to prepare, for everyday meals which are healthy, which have less oil. So if you like today's video, then don't forget to give this video a big like by hitting the thumbs up icon that you see below this video. Also go and check out my channel. I have more than 800 recipes. Go to my homepage, Akshata's Recipes, and there I have playlist. Click on that. You can go to all the different categories of recipes that I have made. And also if you're looking for a particular recipe, so just type the recipe and type Akshata's Recipes at the side and you will get my recipe. So thank you so much for watching and I'll catch you soon in my next video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Take care. Bye. Hi everybody and welcome back to Akshata's Recipes. Well, today I'll be sharing with you a breakfast item that I make quite regularly at my place, and that is some bhakri, and this is some onion and peanut chutney. Now this onion and peanut chutney goes so well with this bhakri, and I make this bhakri out of 3 flours, basically jwari or jawar, bajri, which is bajra, and some natsuni flour. And it's really so healthy to start your day with lovely bhakris and this gorgeous chutney. This chutney is made out of just few ingredients that we have in our kitchen, and it has this amazing flavor. It is tangy, it is sweet, it is spicy, it is a little sour. It is just perfect. So I hope you like today's recipe and I hope you give it a try. Do let me know in the comments box below how you like this recipe. If you do, then don't forget to leave this a big thumbs up by hitting the thumbs up button on the that you see below this video. Also, if you haven't subscribed to Akshata's Recipes yet, please hit the red subscribe button and become a part of Akshata's Recipes. It's completely free. And once you subscribe, just click the bell. That way, every time I put up a new recipe or a vlog or a video, you'll be the first one to know. So let's just go straight ahead into my kitchen and make this amazing breakfast idea of bhakris with onion and peanut chutney. So let's start making this lovely chutney. Now here I have grated about 3/4 of a tablespoon of gur or jaggery. Then I am just going to be roasting about a 1/4 cup or 1/4 cup of peanuts. You can also use the peanut powder or the shengdana sakut. You'll require about 1 heaped tablespoon. Otherwise, you can just roast them. Now here I am just peeling one medium chopped onion and chopping it roughly. You can use the red onion. This onion and peanut chutney is just a different taste. You are going to love it, and it goes amazingly well with bhakri. So you can just slice the onion, or you can just roughly chop it up, because we're going to put all of this into our blender or into our mixer pot. Now besides the onion, we require a little bit of some other ingredients. So now the peanuts have been roasted and they are at room temperature. So we're just going to add the onions, the peanuts, the jaggery or the ghul to our mixer pot. In addition to that, we are also going to add a little bit of tamarind or chinsa, and we're also going to add some salt to taste. And we're going to add some red chili powder. You can add 1 teaspoon of red chili powder or as per taste. Now we want a very fine paste. We're not going to add any water. And after grinding it for a long time to a fine paste, we get this peanut and onion chutney. And now I'm going to show you how I make these bhakris. They're super easy to prepare and they're such a healthy alternative. So here I've just heated up a pan on low heat, and here I've kept about 1 cup of water just to heat up a bit. Now I like to add or rather mix the 3 flours together, that is jwari, bhaji and natsni. You can go with any one also or two as per your choice. I just like the texture and the taste of when I add all 3 flours together. So here I'm adding about 1/4 cup of jwari flour or jowar, natsni, and some bajra flour. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of salt. And now my water is nice and hot, so I'm just going to add that hot water. It shouldn't be boiling hot. It should just be hot enough that you can use your hands to make this into a dough with. So first you can just mix it together with a spoon, and then you can just just knead it with your hands into a very smooth yet a very firm dough. Now, after letting the dough sit for about 5 minutes, we are now going to roll them into smaller balls, like we would when you're making rotis or chapatis or puris. You can just dust a little bit of the flour, and then we're just going to roll it out into a chapati or puri shape. You have to be a little more gentle with this flour, and then we're just going to place it onto the stove, onto the pan, and then we're going to apply water on the top of the bhakri. You can use a brush, a silicone brush too, and then we're going to let it cook for about some few seconds, and then we're going to just flip it over, and we're going to let this cook for about at least half a minute. And then you'll come to know that it's ready when you can just loosen it up with a ladle. And then we're just going to use a pincer or a tong, and we're just going to roast this directly onto the gas flame. So this is roasted, therefore it's so very healthy, and even the flours that we've used in this are so very healthy. And then once it's ready, just apply a generous amount of ghee, that is clarified butter, or toop, and this is the other one that I prepared. And this goes so well with this lovely peanut and onion chutney.
This is an ideal breakfast item or even a lunch item or even a light dinner item. So here our bakris are all ready, and just serve them up with this amazing chutney. So I hope you like today's recipes. I hope you give them a try. Let me know in the comments box below how you like this chutney recipe and also the bhakri recipe. If you do like this recipe and this video, then don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. So friends, let's see today's lovely recipe of bakar vadi. Now I'm going to start with the dough. So I've taken some maida, some chickpea flour, a little bit of ova or ajwain, and a pinch of salt. And I'm going to mix everything well together. Now all the ingredients along with their exact measurements are in the description box below. Now here I've just heated up a little bit of oil, about a tablespoon of oil, and I'm going to pour this over the flour mix. And then I'm going to give it a good mix. And then by adding a little water at a time, I'm going to knead this into a dough. Now your dough should be nice and soft and elastic like this. And we're going to set it aside for 10 minutes. Now in that time, we're going to roast a little bit of sesame seeds or tir and set that aside. Then we're going to roast some fennel seeds or sauf along with a little bit of grated dry coconut. And we're going to roast this till you get the lovely aroma of the fennel seeds as well as the coconut. And it has to become a little bit golden brown in color. Now you can see the color of the coconut has completely changed to a lovely golden brown. Now we're going to transfer this to my mixer pot, and I've also transferred the tir, and now I'm going to add some red chili powder, some goda masala or kala masala, some coriander powder, some cumin powder, a little bit of salt to taste, and some powdered sugar. And we're going to grind all of this to a nice coarse paste so that everything gets mixed well together, and this is how it will look. And even the aroma of this filling is so amazing. Now I'm just going to add some shave, not a very fine shave and not the very thick shave, the medium shave. Now I'm going to roll out my dough as thin as possible. Now I'm going to just brush on some tamarind chutney, tamarind and date chutney. I have a recipe for this too. I will link that below, as well as I have a recipe for the goda masala. I'll link that below. Now just spread out this mixture that we made and flatten it out completely so that it sticks to the. Now we're just going to very tightly roll out the dough, and then we're just going to cut it into even size. Now here I asked my husband Abhijit to help me out in cutting this. It has to be really tightly rolled up, and then just shape it up so that it is firm enough so when you're frying it, it doesn't disintegrate. So just cut them all up and keep them aside. And then we're just going to heat up a little bit of oil on a low to medium flame. And then we're just going to fry them till they're nice and golden brown. And once they're fried, we're just going to drain the excess oil on some kitchen napkins, and then we're going to let them completely cool so that they become lovely and nice and crispy. And friends, you're going to really enjoy this treat.
begin with today's lovely spicy chicken sandwich recipe. So here are the ingredients. I've taken about 250 grams of boneless chicken breast and cut them into small cubes. Here is one medium-sized onion chopped fine, one green capsicum chopped fine. This is about 1/4 cup of hung curd, or you can also use just regular dahi, curd or yogurt. I will leave the instructions of how to make the hung curd in my description box below. Now here I've taken 2 light green chilies and chopped them fine. Here I have about 2 tablespoons of ginger garlic paste. That is, I've used 1 inch of ginger and about 6 cloves of garlic. This is the juice of 1 lemon, half a lemon. This is 1 tablespoon of coriander or dhania powder, 1 teaspoon of black pepper powder. This is just a pinch of garam masala, 1 teaspoon of red chili powder. So these are all our ingredients. Let's begin. So now I'm going to marinate the chicken by adding some ginger garlic paste, the red chili powder, the pinch of garam masala, some black pepper powder, the coriander powder, some salt to taste, the green chilies. I'm also going to add the lemon juice, and we're going to mix everything nicely together. And then I'm going to add the hung curd, or you can also use regular curd, and again mix everything together, and we're going to cover and keep this aside for about 30 minutes. Now marinating this for 30 minutes is also very important so that the chicken gets the flavors of all the ingredients that we've just added. Now after 30 minutes, I've just taken a pan and added about 1 tablespoon of oil. I've added this marinated chicken to it, and I'm just going to fry this well, and then I'm going to cover and cook this for about 10 minutes till everything comes together, stirring in between, and then you'll see that your chicken should look like this. So now you can turn off the heat and let the chicken come to room temperature. And now we have to assemble our sandwiches. So that's the chicken mixture, our chopped onion and capsicum. Now I'm using brown bread slices. You can go with white, whole wheat, or whatever you use regularly. I've already heated up my pan, and I'm just going to butter up the bread on all 4 breads with a little bit of butter. Then I'm just going to add this chicken mixture that we made, which is really, really delicious. And then I'm just going to top it up with this chopped up onion and capsicum. And then I'm just going to put the other slice on top of it, and I'm going to press it down. Now you could also add a little bit of grated cheese if you like. So just press it down so that it gets packed nicely. Apply a little bit of butter on the top, and now I have my sandwich pan heating. So all I'm going to do is just toast it nicely on both sides till it becomes nice and golden brown in color. This is a really, really delicious recipe, and it gets ready also very, very quick. It's a nice tiffin item or a breakfast item, or you can just have it as a light brunch or a light dinner recipe. And now I'm just going to cut them diagonally, and you could serve this up with some lovely ketchup or some green chutney. Whatever you really like to have it, or you can just have it all by itself. It's really, really delicious. So do give this recipe a try, and do let me know in the comment section how you liked it. But these are really, really delicious, and something very different from the regular sandwiches. So today we're going to be making this delicious, smooth caramel custard. It's just a melt in the mouth. welcome to Akshata's Recipes. Today I'm going to show you a recipe that really brings a big smile to my face and a warm fuzzy feeling in my tummy. I'm sure many of you too love this dessert. It's caramel custard. I love caramel custard, especially the ones which you get in the Irani restaurants. They're so yummy. So today I'm going to show you a very easy and simple way of making this caramel custard at home, and the end result is just divine and yummy, and it gets ready also pretty quickly. Now I'm making mine in the oven, but I will also show you, or I'll leave tips at the end of the video as to how else can you make it if you don't have an oven at home. So keep watching the video till the end, because you can make this even though you don't have an oven. So friends, let's head on to my kitchen and make this yummy recipe. Before that, let me remind you that if you like this video, please hit the like button and hit the red subscribe button if you haven't already, and become a part of Akshata's Recipes family. And once you have subscribed, click the bell, so every time I put up a new video, you'll get a message that Akshata has put up a video or a vlog, and you won't miss out any of the fun that's happening on my channel. So let's get started, friends, with this amazing caramel custard. Now first we're going to make the caramel. So for this, I've taken about 6 tablespoons of sugar and 1/3 cup of water in a pan and heated it over a low to medium flame. And you have to stir it continuously, keeping an eye on it so that it doesn't burn. So in this way, you will just keep stirring it. It does change its consistency. It will start bubbling. Then it will even thicken up to a very whitish layer. But keep stirring, and finally you will get the end result of some beautiful caramel. So these are the different stages. First, it will just turn into a light liquid with some bubbles. Then it will start bubbling very vigorously. Then it will start changing color to a very light golden brown. Now I like this very light golden brown, so I stuck with this. But if you want a very dark color, you can just wait for a little while longer and keep heating it up till you get that color. So it changes into this very thick whitish substance. It almost looks like salt, rock salt. Don't worry, just keep stirring. With the heat, it will again change to this very smooth consistency. And finally, you will get this color. Like I said, if you want a darkish color, just stir it for a little while longer. And then just apply some butter onto the ramekins or the ceramic bowls, the ones which are microwave proof or oven proof. And just pour this caramel and evenly spread it out all over the base of the bowl. Now we're going to make this delicious custard. Now for the custard, in a large bowl, I've taken 4 eggs, which are at room temperature. You can just keep the eggs out for about 5 to 10 minutes. And then we're going to whisk it well. After that, we're going to add 2 cups or 500 ml of milk. The milk preferably also can be at room temperature. It doesn't have to be boiling hot or warm. Just let it be at room temperature. Add that in. Then we're going to add about 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence or vanilla extract. Again, whisk all of this well. And we're going to add about 1/2 cup of sugar or 64 grams of sugar. Now you can taste the liquid, and if you feel that you want it a little more on the sweeter side, then you can increase the amount of sugar to about, say, 3/4 of a cup or 1 cup, depending upon how sweet you would like the custard to be. Now we're going to whisk all of this really well till all of the sugar dissolves. Now, if you want a very smooth custard, my tip would be that you strain it to any strainer or sieve which is very, very fine. You can do it about twice or thrice.
That way it'll give you a very, very fine liquid. And then just pour it into these ramekins which have been buttered and into which we have poured the caramel, and the caramel also solidifies. Now what we have to do is boil some water because we're going to prepare a water bath. So keep these ramekins in a deep tray. And then we're going to boil water and pour this water into the base of the tray. Also keep the oven ready. We don't have to preheat the oven. So once the water is nice and boiled, you have to pour it very carefully. Please take care. Be careful. The water is very hot. Very gently, or with the help of someone at home, just pour it into the tray and then place the ramekins. And then we're just going to bake this for about 40 to 45 minutes at 160 degrees Celsius, which is around 320 degrees Fahrenheit, for a good 40 to 45 minutes. Now I like to give it a little toasty effect. This is totally optional, but I like to put on the toast button on my oven because I like the bottom of the custard also to be a little bit toasty. That's totally optional. You don't have to do it. Now once it is done, take it out of the oven and let it cool down completely to room temperature for at least 10 to 15 minutes. After that, just put some plastic wrap, or you can just cover it with a lid of steel or anything that you cover, your bowls with, and let them and refrigerate them for a good 3 to 4 hours. And now finally, after waiting patiently for 3 to 4 hours, comes the moment of truth. So you can unlid it or take out the plastic wrap. Then with a very, very sharp knife, just run it right down to the bottom with the sharp knife around all the edges. This is because we want to loosen it up. If it's stuck to the side, we have buttered the ramekins. Then place a plate on top very gently, turn it over, then tap it down. You can actually feel the custard loosening up, and then very gently just lift up the lid, and there it is. Your caramel custard is all ready to eat. Now I said I like this very light color, but you can go with the darker caramel too. And this is the second one. Friends, you have to make this to believe it. It is really, really simply delicious. And when it's cold, it tastes much better. It's just chilled from the fridge. And then all you have to do is just eat it and enjoy it after a nice meal or anytime hunger strikes. My family just loved it, and they said they want me to make it again and again and again. So I hope you liked today's caramel custard easy recipe. Now you can see that I've got a little bit of a darker tinge. What I did is a little bit of the caramel was left in the bowl or the ramekin, so I just heated it up in my microwave and I poured it over the caramel custard, and that's why it has got a little bit of a darker tinge. So I hope you give this recipe a try, and do let me know in the comments box below how your caramel custard turned out. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a big like. I need those thumbs up to keep my channel going. Please do support Akshata's recipes, and of course, please hit the subscribe button and become a part of Akshata's recipes family. Once you have subscribed, do click the bell, so every time I put up a new video, you will get a message that Akshata has put up a new recipe, and I'm always coming up with new recipes, easy recipes, quick recipes, and delicious recipes. And of course, friends, don't forget to share my channel with family and friends. Spread the word about my channel. And most importantly, thank you so much for stopping by, for watching my videos.
and being a part of Akshata's Recipes family. I will catch you in my next video with a recipe or a vlog or something really fun. Till then, take care. Have a great day. Bye.